Okay, so I'm going to be doing a prediction video. And this prediction video will be on Fury versus Wilder 3 for the WBC and the Ring Magazine World Heavyweight Championship of the World. It is going to be on Saturday, October 9th, live on pay-per-view at the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. As we know before, Fury and Wilder have met 2 times previously. They met once for the WBC Heavyweight Championship on December 1st at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California in 2018. The fight ended as a draw, but most people thought Fury just nicked a decision for his boxing throughout most of the rounds, but Wilder made the fight closer with his knockdowns. When the second fight came around, Fury dominated most of the fight and won by the 7th round TKO. That fight took place at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Paradise, Nevada on February 22nd for the WBC and vacant the Ring Magazine heavyweight titles. So, as we know from the first part of this year, the fight that was meant to happen was Joshua versus Fury for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Was targeted to be August 14th in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, to be in a custom-built outdoor arena. But as we know, an arbitration decision forced Fury to face Wilder, otherwise he would be likely sued. They couldn't come to a step-aside agreement as Wilder didn't want one. So they have decided to fight. They were originally scheduled to fight on July 24th in the same arena. Everything else was the same, but unfortunately Fury caught COVID a few weeks beforehand and now has been rescheduled for October the 9th. This fight was originally supposed to happen shortly after the second fight, back in July 18th, and was supposed to happen around, I would say, July 18th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And because of the pandemic, the fight got pushed back to October, then December. Then Fury didn't want to fight because it got pushed out too much, and this is where all the drama of Joshua and Fury started. But we all know that's now resolved. Joshua will now go on to face Alexander Usyk for the unified WBA, WBO, IBF and IBO heavyweight titles in a very risky fight. But I digress. We move on to this. We move on to Fury Wilder 3. So what will happen? Well, I think the more this fight continues on, I think it favours Wilder more. Wilder's had more time to train. He has more time to learn the fundamentals, or at this age will be less effective than learning them earlier on. He will have more to learn. I think this favours Wilder more. If this happened back when it was supposed to happen in July last year, then I think that Wilder would have been basically dominated like he was in a rematch, because 5 months is not enough time to learn enough to overcome a fight as diverse and versatile as Fury. From the training, it looks like Wilder is looking to try and cut the ring off and mitigate Fury's pressure by trying to at least land counter punches from what I'm seeing. So, yeah. Now, Fury is all round a very versatile. He's the full package. He can box, he can brawl, he can move. He has good defense when he wants to use it. He has good footwork to get in and out of situations. He has, in my opinion, underrated power. He's not a one-punch knockout artist, but he can hurt you, as we saw in the Fury Wilder rematch. They both have good attributes, and neither man can beat each other. The way you're going to beat Fury is if you knock him out, because outboxing Fury doesn't seem like a good choice, because Fury is the all-around, the full package when it comes to being a boxer. Wilder is an insanely powerful brawler with, I would say, limited ability. He has a good jab, he has a good left hook, he has a good right hand, and he had decent footwork to get him out of sticky situations. But when pressured, like Fury does, when Fury did to him, he can become off balance. And this is all the consequence of learning the fundamentals too late. He started boxing at 21. I digress though. So, prediction time. I think the fight starts off with Wilder trying to be more competitive with Fury, and I see it being more competitive in the first few rounds of the Wilder Fury 2. But as I think the fight goes on, I think Fury will begin to pressure Wilder more, and Wilder will begin to revert back to type. Like Fury said, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can't teach a puncher how to be a boxer, because they are too used to being a puncher. And you're never going to teach a boxer to really become a puncher, because they're too used to being a boxer, unless they're willing to learn. But I think Fury will start to press on Wilder, and Wilder will start to lose patience. And then I believe that eventually Fury will take him out in the later rounds. I think it goes longer than the first fight. The second fight. But I don't think it goes the distance. I think during the later rounds, maybe the championship rounds, Fury would have worn out Wilder enough and he will stop him. So, that is my prediction. Who do I want to win? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do not like either fighter. Not a fan of either fighter. I used to be a fan of Fury, especially after he beat Wilder for the second time, but he's just always trash talk. It's just the same. It's all the you big dosser shit. The shit he pulled with Joshua, trying to get into a fight with Joshua, even though full well knowing that he could. Even though that fight could get derailed, he full well knew that, but he went into that fight anyway. Basically wasted Joshua's time. And I'm saying this as not a big fan of Joshua either. You do not waste a man's time like that. And the COVID stuff, very irresponsible on his team and himself. It has just put me off him in the past few months. Just not fighting. It's like he's almost destined to not have a title offence. And his fans think he's the best thing since sliced bread, which is very annoying. Wilder's fans, and Wilder himself, believe Fury cheated. Now, like I said, I don't really like Fury anymore. I think he's a liar. I think he's a flip-flop. I think he contradicts himself. He says the same shit all the time. He's not really funny. He's not really creative. He's annoying. He's got a fucking grating voice. He's painful to look at this point. But one thing I can say for certain, he's not a cheater. He doesn't cheat in the ring. And he has failed drug tests before, but I don't believe he tampers with gloves. The evidence just doesn't back it up. So, overall, I will pick Fury to win by 10th round stoppage. But good luck to both fighters. Though, good luck to both fighters. That is my prediction. Thank you for watching.